Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So it is already pretty late as I'm recording this video. We had absolutely fantastic weather and I wanted to take advantage of that, go outside and go take a walk in the garden with my family. So that was really nice, but with that I am recording this a bit late. But regardless, I want to keep this video a bit shorter. So without further ado, let's get right into this. There is a potential for winter storms. And again, really nothing has changed from the video that I put yesterday about this winter storm. They're all over the place, the models. The European is consistently showing the most storms and the biggest ones. So interesting, since the European usually tends not to do that. But before we do get further in, if you guys would like to subscribe to this channel, check out the video. If you like what you're seeing, consider subscribing. And if you are a returning viewer, liking the video is absolutely the best thing you could do. So let's get on with this. Let's start off by looking at the European. So, sorry about that. One thing we are confident in is the cold air that will be coming in, and you may have already seen my video. I uploaded one today at around 11, I think 12, and that video talked about the cold air. We're pretty confident on that, because no matter where the storm occurs, it will probably bring down some cold air. Now, with the actual storm, we're not confident about, because the storm may occur just about anywhere across the United States, and at this point in time, and we don't know where. So notice right now what I want to go back to. Look at that, I just jumped ahead. That just gives you a little preview of what the European is showing. I want to kind of scroll down while also including the southern United States. So let's get down here. I may be a bit clunky today in this video with the mouse, because I actually got a working mouse right now, and I'm not used to a working mouse. Alright, so notice what we see is a storm move off the northwest. We see the remnants of this tropical storm. This storm does affect the Midwest, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois with some rain and precipitation. Notice we do see a lot of tropical activity moving into the northeast. Really nothing significant out of this by itself. Definitely a rain threat. Some storm, some wind, but really the interesting part is that this storm sits up here, really kind of splits away from the cold front, and what this does, it kind of changes the airflow pattern across the United States, especially across the north. Okay, and what this does is when additional energy comes along, you can see off the west, this storm kind of drags it across the northern United States, and this little clipper over here, the models are all showing this system just at different latitudes, different strength, and at different times. So just about different on any variable possible. And notice that this does a little bit of dancing, and eventually kind of congregates enough moisture from the south. You'll see this in the next slide, that it just starts developing lots of moisture into one conglomerate shield, and at the same time we simultaneously see a large clipper, almost just a beast from the northwest if you live in the US, and a beast in the southwest if you live in Canada, and that thing's also something to watch for. So notice as we push into the future of this precipitation map, we see that again, this storm out to the east gathers a lot of precipitation, and this blows up. And just watch this next couple of slides right here. Also keep an eye on this storm right here. We have a lot of activity. This is, by the way, at around a week from right now, so not awfully far out, though definitely still far out. Notice this thing just really intensifies. The winds grow really strong, and because of the cold air accessible, you can see there's a high pressure right here delivering plenty enough chilly air at this time. I know I am jumping around a bit, but I want to show you. You can see that there is cold air. It's not significant, but it is below average, and it's October, mid-October at this point. So, the snow would occur with this storm most likely. Just where is a bit mysterious, but notice it does develop a large snow shield across southern Canada and into the northeast. This thing has very strong winds. Thankfully, the strength of it develops really once it's in Maine and southeastern Canada, so that's good news. You may be asking why. Well, you can see the winds at this point would be offshore. So if this were to occur in this type of pattern, which it's far out. I know I'm talking about this kind of weird, but this is just a reference to any storm in the future that does occur. You know, it's better when these storms occur further to the north, because if you have winds blowing onshore with the waves, they could, especially if they coincide with a high tide, they could really do a lot of beach erosion and beach damage. If they're blowing off, which they are, since low pressure spin counterclockwise, so at this point the winds are blowing offshore, it kind of pushes the waves actually away, don't do as much damage. But you can see this thing turns into a mega beast, a blizzard. With the winds we have here, this would be blizzard, dangerous conditions across Quebec and into the northeast. So definitely something we haven't seen yet this season. And then, of course, we have this separate little bugger out here that isn't really that little. A large windshield, especially with the help of this high pressure. We could see very, very strong winds across much of the plains if this were to happen. And, you know, I'm saying right now across the plains and stuff, but regardless where the storm occurs, there's going to be strong winds across a good portion of the country because of the strength of these storms. You can see they're very strong, powerful fall storms, and obviously, if they don't maintain their strength in the near, in the short-term updates, then they won't have as much damage. But look at that; that is just very, very powerful winds, and what that does is bring up some warm air, taps in. And you can see this thing just blows up into just a classic comma-shaped low pressure. Not much going on in the southern flank of it, but I mean, you can see right here, that's a lot of snow for Manitoba and into Ontario. That's a very, very significant amount of snow. And then it does, you see the winds are just insane out of that thing. It does develop a cold front later on and connects with the tropical moisture, the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see that could possibly redevelop into some other type of system, but just ridiculous storm systems possible. And if you were to look at the total accumulated precipitation out of these things, where they do occur, they will drop quite a bit of precip. And again, this forecast I'm showing you right here takes the snow in as precip as well. So doesn't separate those two, but you can see across the United States, really the southwest bone dry, the northwest quite a bit, in the northern plains depends where. You can see Minnesota quite a bit, North Dakota not that much, and you can see where that snow system does occur, 3 to 4 inches in terms of precip rain. The south gets quite a bit, and the northeast gets a slamming. Let's take a look at the total accumulated snowfall in terms of snow. Doesn't show the rain. You could see lots of mountain snow across British Columbia and into Alberta. Quite a bit across the northwest of the United States into Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. Definitely some significant amounts of snow. Thankfully, they're reserved to the higher elevations. But it's a sign of winter. Notice prior to these storms, we do see a bit of lake effect showers and just kind of convective activity going on across Ontario, Manitoba, and into portions of the northern United States. And then as the storms develop, you can see it's first the northeast and southern Canada that get a lot of this snow. Some pockets, I would say, definitely reaching, the 2 feet range. Here it shows almost some locations seeing 3 feet. I don't know about that, but, if this were to congregate and form itself, there would be quite a bit of snow across these locations. I know I do have viewers coming here to this channel from these locations. And if this were to be a different orientation, like we saw yesterday's European model at midnight, I don't know if I showed you it. I think I did with the cold pattern video. You could, if this were a different orientation, we could see the snow kind of access over these larger cities over here. We'll have to see. And then obviously with that big blizzard, we see a large system deliver quite a bit of snow up there. Notice some indications even showing some snow across Indiana and southern Indiana. Again, very far out, most likely won't happen. This is just a kind of a guess, basically, from the model. But they're showing it, so it's in the realm of possibility, if that makes sense. Let's take a look at the GFS model, and I want to glance at the MSLP precip and frozen. Sorry about that. The GFS is a model that has been jumping around quite a bit recently, but they all have. Europeans definitely been most consistent, but I just want to show you the 18Z model run, so the most updated one. You can see storm, right? We see what all the other models are showing. Then we have that little guy, if you recall. The GFS makes it pretty strong, though you remember how the European develops this into a giant northeast snowstorm. The GFS doesn't. What the GFS has more of is a lot of these showers. You can see the lakes are active, and we have pretty much a west to east wind, and that just brings a lot of lake effects onto the eastern shores eastern shores of, say, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, and possibly into Buffalo, Syracuse, and Rochester, those cities. As we push forward, you can see these kind of dwindle, though. This definitely could pose a threat if this is, stationary over a long time. We have seen events in the fall where just loads of lake effect have fallen. And then notice it does have a storm that does develop later on, though, than the European at a different time. So you get the trend that while they disagree, they agree on the fact that there's a potential for large storms. You can see we have a Clippard come through across Michigan, Wisconsin, bringing showers/snow showers. And then the GFS, actually, what it does here is it brings up a high ridge. So really a lot of warm air, and usually when we see a lot of warm air in cooler times, you can see if I were to look at the anomalies, we see it's stark contrast. That's usually not a good sign. You could basically tell off of that temperature anomaly map, that a blizzard is forming, and that's exactly what's going to be happening at this time according to the GFS. Look at that. Storm after storm, that would obviously bring quite a bit of snow. Let's just look at it out of curiosity. Again, don't take this to heart, but showing the activity, you could see 13 a foot above across many locations if that were to occur. I want to take you back to the 12Z. You can see that it showed a snowstorm much further to the south, so that's interesting to see, and definitely in the possibility there have been systems like that have occurred so far south, even this early on. If you recall, across Chicago and the Midwest, Wisconsin last year, many other areas, there was a snowstorm on Halloween that dropped like 3 to 4 inches of snow, and Halloween is around 20 days away now, so not that too far out. Notice this is the GFS 12Z, so a bit earlier. I just want to show you the model differences. You can see that you had similar snowstorm just further to the south, so everything is still changeable. You can see it includes more snow over there. Lots of change, lots of uncertainty. GFS parallel is a kind of the GFS improved model. The newest model run stops at 132, so that's all we see. We do see that strong storm, more similar to the GFS. That makes sense. It's in the same kind of family. 12Z, so the full one, you can see what it does. This one kind of calmed itself down to parallel. It doesn't show any large systems. Shows activity and precipitation and cooler air for a while, but definitely interesting to see it not really showing anything too strong. A little rain event later on. But that's basically it for you guys. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what's to come. Active pattern, potential snowstorms on their way, and that's usually what comes with winter. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all guys on the next episode. See ya. Bye.